organizations are dealing with more complexity in the environment, and also because our organizations want more speed. So we call the second kind the horizontal organization. Think of new product development back in the 1950s, where Motorola said, gee, we'd better get somebody from engineering and somebody from sales and someone from manufacturing, somebody from supply chain, someone from the corporate office, and we're going to put all those people in a room and give them the job of designing the new product together as a multifunctional team. That kind of horizontal group can show up as a project team, as a committee, as a steering group, but they're all over our organizations. And I want you to just stop for a minute and think about how many of those teams are you involved in right now. For some of us, it's most of what we do all day. And I think it's actually the case that in some companies, the higher you go up the ladder, the more of these horizontal groups you need to be involved in, because your job shifts and changes as you go up the ladder to becoming much more involved in negotiating with your peers and negotiating across the boundaries of your organization. So in the horizontal structure, things are much, much less clear. I mean, who's your boss? Who's going to tell you whether or not your project team is doing a great job or a not so great job, or whether this particular individual is doing a wonderful job or a not wonderful job? And I always say the acid test is if your boss asks you to do something by tomorrow morning, but you also have an obligation to deliver something to the horizontal team by tomorrow morning, and you need your sleep and you can only do one of them, which one are you going to choose? And I've never asked that question in a group where people didn't say, the obvious answer is, I'm going to deliver for my boss, because duh, that's what you're going to do if you enjoy your job and you want to hang on to it. So our horizontal teams are generally the place where people find that things are ambiguous or confusing, or people say, I don't really know what we're doing, or gee, this is just taking so long, or do I have to go to those meetings? I'd really rather get back to my desk and do my day job. And when you think about when you're hired into a company, you're often given a job description. They're very important. They usually describe what you're doing in the vertical, what you're doing in your job, and maybe a little bit about who you're supposed to collaborate with to get your job done. They rarely touch all the different activities that you're going to be involved with that belong in this horizontal organization.